Sportsguru.vegas live coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, the greatest city in the world. Um, I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I tried to deliver you a 3-0 on Sunday. We got two of them. We had Seattle on the money line, and we ended up losing Jacksonville. But we did hit two of the NFL games in the round robin, and then yesterday um, I left you guys with the Raiders and the Ravens. I actually filled that in with Denver on Sunday night, and then I came back with it with the Eagles. So both games, the Ravens and Raiders both won, as you guys know, and they both won on the money line. And that's what I was saying to you guys. When we bet these round robins, we almost always play the money line with it. So your primary bet is obviously the points. In the case of the Ravens and Raiders, we took the points as our primary, but we always back it up with a money line. And what that does is that just adds more value when the games win. The Raiders is a big plus, and the Ravens was a big plus. Bigger for the Raiders, and that's a big win for the Raiders, and a big win for the Ravens. Both teams are on the road. The Raiders, and me being in Vegas since '98. Welcome to my show for the new followers on TikTok and Twitter. We've been posting short videos. I sent one out earlier today. Bowling Green was on that, Gurus, and it'll be added to these three games. So some of you guys already know what I'm going to be releasing today, but I like to do the show because there's a lot of news that happens. And it won't be a long show today. We only have one round robin. It's a light board, Gurus, as you guys know. There's a handful of games in each league, and that's okay. We're going with what we have. But there's a bowl games, and they're starting to come in. And we did have Bowling Green earlier. They're playing Minnesota today. They're currently up 7-6 in that game. And it looks pretty good. They're playing them well. They actually beat this team a couple years ago in Minnesota. And now they actually allowed Minnesota to play a bowl game, and they're 5-7 this year. So I'm not sure why that was allowed, right? But they try to take advantage of a number like that, and that's what we're trying to do. It opened like 4.5. Went down to 2.5 before the game started. Of course, we always buy over that field goal. If we're getting a bad number, you always want to buy over that. So on the short video, I put plus 3.5 for Bowling Green, and that's about the best you're going to be able to get before the game. So we'll watch that game after the show and see how that goes. And today we only have one NBA round robin. It's kind of interesting. We're betting really poor teams today, but they're getting a reasonable point value at home. In fact, I did this today. I'll put this up in a second, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the NFL. I've noticed on the shows I watched a little bit on some of the First Take a little bit, and I see there's a lot of chatter about some of these teams. And since we actually bet the Ravens, I'd like to chime in too on that because I did predict the Ravens might be the best team in the NFL, and I think they showed that last game, Gurus. This is they're at the top of their game. They'll be tough to beat when the time comes in the postseason. They're going to lock up a bye at home, and that's going to be very difficult to beat this team. When you have a very good running game and a very good defense, this is kind of their secret. Imagine when they won with Billick in the early 2000s, they won with Dilfer as their quarterback. You think they can't win with Jackson? And he looks like he may be healthy. There's a couple games left. They'll probably sit him the last game, especially if they win this week against Miami. We'll have to look at that game to have an opinion for the weekend next weekend. But it's getting exciting, Gurus. There hasn't been many college basketball games, and that's kind of normal. I was anticipating a lot on Saturday, and I was way off. They only had about 20 or 30. I'm so used to there being a big board, I always have to prepare for it. But there will be on Friday and Saturday, there's going to be a lot of games. And so we want to get these out to you guys. Friday, Saturday, we'll be doing a show probably, and Thursday as well. And maybe tomorrow, we'll have to see how many games there are tomorrow. As long as there's a round robin out there, Gurus, I'm going to get it to you guys. And it doesn't matter the strength of it, because any day, Gurus, we can win. I always put up quality bets up there. We've been competing. This is the beginning of our 6th week. And it's been an interesting ride. We're doing all the sports, hockey, NBA, college basketball, NFL, bowl games, and we've had a good bowl season so far. I think we're 4-1. We split on Saturday. We lost Utah State. We hit Air Force. I did like Utah State a little more, so I had them on 2 tickets. They didn't get there, but Air Force did. And we've been holding our own in the NFL. Jacksonville is another disappointment for us. Now, they cost us that Bengal bet at home when he got hurt. And I can't really read Lawrence. I have a lot of respect for Lawrence because he keeps playing. He won't sit out. I have respect for him that way. And the way I handicap, Gurus, is unless I can see that there's a physical problem when the quarterback's playing or whoever we're betting on, then I'm going to keep betting the player. So I don't know what's going on. I know we've had some issues with that this year. Burrows was injured. He kept playing. We lost a couple games when we did win one, but we lost a couple. So I don't know. To me, if the player's playing, and then when you look at the matchup, you look at the situation, can the team still win the game even with a quarterback that's not healthy? That's another factor. Just because a player is injured doesn't mean you don't bet on him, but you have to be careful. They got blown out at Tampa Bay for goodness gracious. Now they've lost 4 games in a row, Jacksonville. They were in the driver's seat 4 weeks ago to have a first round bye and be the number 1 seed possibly in the East in the AFC, and now they might not make the playoffs. That's a possibility. They probably will. I looked at their schedule. They have, I think, the 2 very weak opponent. They play Carolina, I believe, and they play another weak team. So they're going to make it. They're going to probably win their next 2 games. That's pretty much a lock. But they've taken a vacation for whatever reason. Is he hurt, Lawrence? I guess he complained. I guess that he got hurt in the Tampa game. So here we go. But we have to overcome all that. That's a week at a time. We just have to overcome these things, and it'll go back and forth our way, against us, for us. The main thing is we're competing and we're making a profit. That's always our goal here on the show. I've been doing this for over 25 years, helping people make money betting sports. So this is a long journey, Gurus. We have a lot of games coming up here in the next 2 months with the Super Bowl coming, a lot of college basketball, NBA is always going, hockey, and we're competing every day. And I expect us to start having a good, to be more consistent in the profit areas to competing. We also have to win. We have a 4-teamer today. Bowling Green's on that. I'm going to give you the other 3 games. I'm going to pull those up now. And I did it right. Now, so this is the round robin we're playing today. And again, for you gurus who are following me on Twitter and TikTok, that's a very good idea because I get all the bets out on those 2 platforms. So if I don't do a show or a game's early and I can't get it in the show, I will release it on those 2 platforms, and you should get some sort of indicator. You may want to hit on your platform's indicator that when I do put the video out, you get it, you get an alert. That will help because you want to make sure you get all these bets in. And my job is to get them in as fast as I can so you have time to bet them. And we're still working on that, Gurus, to put it all together, but we're getting there. But if you look up on the today, I already have it out there. This is our only round robin today. Now we're releasing these three games. They're all at home, and they're all poor teams. They're all the worst teams in the NBA, really. And why is so? We are saying, well, Guru, why are you releasing that to us? Well, first of all, it's because I'm betting these games, and if I've been doing this a long time, and if you look at these games closer, the Wizards are playing Orlando. Orlando's been struggling. If you look at the spreads, they're kind of high. They're almost all getting 10 or more points, which is unusual in the NBA. More parity in the league. So we like our point value here, and we're going to put most of the money on the spreads in this position. I did put 20% on the money lines. Detroit might win eventually. They've lost 24 or 5 in a row. I was looking at the record, and the record is 26 um, in a row. Philly did 26 back in 014, and there was Cleveland, I think, another poor team. So we try to avoid betting on some of these teams, and I know but they all kind of fell onto this platform today. It is a holiday, so that could benefit us because we're at home, on Christmas Day. The next day, there's a lot going on in these players' individual personal lives, and the holidays can get in the way of that. And maybe that's an extra advantage for us with these games today at home. Again, they have to win sooner or later. But main thing, most of our money is to cover the games. These are very weak teams. None of them are going to the playoffs. The Pistons are the worst team. They're approaching one of the worst in history. So we're going to look for them to at least cover. So obviously we're not jacking this bet up, gurus. We're playing it. I mainly wanted to do the show to get the round robin into you, and also just to talk about kind of what's going to be coming up here in the future. Because everything's about planning and executing, just like any team has to do. I have to do that for the show and to help you guys manage all these games. Tremendous amount of games coming Friday and Saturday. I've already looked in college basketball, so we have to be on top of that. They're going to be starting earlier, so I won't be able to fit them into the show. I'm going to have to put them on videos on TikTok and Twitter, which I will do so you don't miss any of them. So that means my game's got to step up. I've really been embracing these last couple days. There hasn't been a lot of games on Sunday. There just hasn't been many. We did have bets, and I bet, and I did enjoy watching the NFL. I was disappointed in the Bronco game as well. And that's a tough loss there because now their playoffs chances are gone. They had to win that game. And gurus, that's why I tell you to be responsible. We have to be responsible and accountable. So we want to invest, what we can afford. And this is why we see teams, some people may say, well, that's a lock. Denver has to win. I'll lay 300 to make 100. I think that was the money line. And look what happened. I think I did tell you on the show, I said, just lay the 7.5 or buy it to 6.5. I said, and look what happened. They didn't win anyway. But I did have the money line, and I did anticipate they would win the game. But again, didn't even make our top three bets. It was the fourth game, and I told you guys you could play that later if you liked, and I did. And I actually played it with the Ravens and Raiders, and I actually won because I had the money line as a backup bet, like I always bet. It was only 20% because I felt both teams were in a tough position to win. But that did help, and that jacks up instead of having a 2-1 day and breaking about even making a little money on the round robin, you accelerate that profit, and that's why we do this, gurus, and especially with quality teams. And again, this is the NBA; it's an 82 game schedule. They could win today. 2 out of the 3 wins will make even more money. And that's what we're hoping for. We're not going to sweep probably this board with all 3 teams. It's highly unlikely. But we got to bet to compete, and we want to maximize our profits too. And we're mixing sports, Gurus. We have so many sports going on. We mix the games sometimes. And my job is to put the right games with the right, positions and all that stuff. And that's what we do. So I want to welcome you guys to the show. Again, this is our sixth week of doing this. It's been an interesting journey for me because there's a lot to do in a show. I give people a lot of credit who do shows. I don't. The reason I started this show is to have some accountability. I noticed none of the programs, First Take and all these Undisputed. They don't talk about what to bet, how to bet, how to make money, meaning there's no really how to. I'm not saying there's a direct like book you can write on how to. I could write a book and I probably will about what to look for in games. That can help. But the truth of the matter, the only way to really win is you have to wake up every day and you have to look at the right matchups, the best matchups. And that just simply takes time every day. You can't replace winning with time, effort, and experience. And I bring all those to the table, Gurus. That's why I started this show, to give you guys someone you could depend on, someone that every day when you come on the show, you're getting good information from someone who's working hard. And that's my mission, is to give you winning bets. I'm not here to really talk about what happened in the games as much. If you notice, I don't spend a lot of time on that. They cover that on ESPN, Disney, and the other networks. I mainly focus on managing these games, getting the bets in, and making some money and competing, because that's not what they can focus on. They don't know how to win and they don't know how to compete, but they show highlights, blah, 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 and all the other stuff we know about. So you come here to learn how to get bets that you can compete and win with. And you watch that to watch how the game worked out. They are good with injuries, so you can pick up on injuries. And again, Gurus, you guys have your own games and your own method of handicapping. And I always tell new gurus that I meet, if you're winning, you'll win more. And if you're not winning, I'm going to help you compete. And that's what I tell everyone I meet. And speaking of that, hopefully I'll be out here within well, maybe by the weekend, to get back out there and meet more people and sign up more potential viewers, because I like doing that anyway. And I'm promoting the show. It's my show. So I have a lot of passion, and they've been encouraging me. And I want to thank everybody for that. I get a lot of encouragement when I'm out there, and people are very positive about the show and about the message, and they really get what I'm trying to do. And that makes me feel good, because I know there's demand for what I'm doing here, or I wouldn't be doing it. But it requires for me to be consistent, every day, do the work, give you guys the best chance of winning. And I hope today we have a reasonable day. The NBA is a crazy league, and these are positions that most people wouldn't bet on their own. So I'm here to be accountable. I'm playing these, and they have reasonable value in the NBA at home. So let's see how that works today. So I want to set up before we. I won't spend a lot of time on this show because we only have the one round robin. But what we do have, Gurus, is we have a Bowling Green game that's going right now. I'm not sure of the score, but that's going right now. And then we have all these games are later today in the NBA, but it's going to get busy real fast here. And Friday's a big board for college basketball. Saturday's a big board. Plus, we're going to have college bowl games. And then we have the NFL playing Saturdays now. So we got our work cut out for us, Gurus. And this is a time we can make money very quickly. When you have all this volume of betting coming up, you put one good week together, boom, you've just shot your profit margins really, really up there in the asset column. And that's why with sports wagering, you have to be ready each day to be successful. You don't know which day is going to be your big day. You hit 2 3 round robins that day, and your profit margins go up. And again, Gurus, you can bet these games straight. I always say round robins because that's what I like to bet. It helps me. I like putting these teams together and accelerating the bets when they all win. You would be doing better betting these games straight, actually, for this season. And I've been telling you guys that since the last few weeks, but a couple of weeks for sure, to help you understand. If you want to bet these games straight, that's on you. Do whatever you want. Mix your games. We're here to win, and also we're here to share information. I know it's busy holiday. I know there's less viewers right now than normal, but I'm here to do the show for the viewers who are paying. I have a close knit group of people. I see the same amount of viewers coming on, so I'm building. You have to build that loyalty, and you'll keep growing from that. That's what we're trying to do. And most of y'all have been with me from the beginning, know how we operate. I didn't put it on these games, but you can put 20% on the money line, 10% on these three teams. They're not playing juggernaut teams here. Playing Sacramento, they're playing the Magic and Brooklyn. These teams aren't the top tier teams, so if they were, we'd be getting 10 or more probably on these games. But we should be able. Hopefully, it's a holiday week. There's a lot going on, and hopefully these teams take advantage of their home presence, and we can cover these numbers at the very least. And who knows what will happen today? But I wanted to come on to get these out to you guys, and we're going to keep the show going. Especially now because I'm at home, so I have time to bring it to you. That's about it for today, Gurus, as far as the games are concerned. And again, I just want to kind of get you prepared for what's going to be coming up. It's a lot, and I have to be ready for that, and I will be. And again, we have our platforms on TikTok and Twitter. You guys can go on, and you can get the short videos when you don't, if you don't have a chance to watch the show, go get them on the short videos. And that's been growing day at a time exponentially. So I'm excited about where we're at. We certainly have a lot to look forward to. We're just getting started. My goal is to have a lot of viewers. I want 100,000 by Super Bowl. It's getting harder to meet that goal if I'm not out there as much. But you know what? We keep that in our foresight. So just to recap again, let's see if that comes up. No, that's a different one. Here we go. Okay. Recap. We have a 4-team round robin today that I posted on Twitter and TikTok. The games left are the 3-team in the NBA. If that makes you happy, right? And we hope we hit all of them, right? They're getting close to at 8 and 7 on the road. Maybe get lucky with some money lines. Maybe Detroit wins finally today. So we'll see. But we're here to show up. We're here to represent. And again, Gurus, as this show grows, I want more of comments. I want people to comment, especially where you're locally, so you can help Gurus who don't live there. The show's about really bringing our ideas together, and I'm the guide here, and that's my job. And that's why I signed up for this. But you're smart, you have bets, you have news, you're on top of things like Guru, and we need to share those with each other. Give us the best chance of winning, and that's why we're here. We're here to win, but we're also here to compete. We're here to share news. We're here to make people accountable who aren't being accountable. Jacksonville's one of those teams. They've let us down, Gurus, and that's unfortunate. It was a freak accident in the Bengal game that started all this. They were going to win the game, and then he got his player rolled on his ankle, and they've lost 4 in a row, including that game, Jacksonville. And that's sports betting for you, right? So you have to try to balance all this stuff. And we've been competing. We're holding our own, Gurus. And I know that's why you're going to keep coming back to my show, because I can offer that, and Disney, ESPN can, and the other networks. So I'll be here for you guys. We're shooting the show from noon to 1, Monday through Friday. And then on Sunday, while we're doing the NFL, we're going to maintain that time slot. Sunday morning, I've shot 3 episodes in a row, and I will continue to do that for you guys for the NFL. It gets busy. And there's some college basketball Sunday morning too. But again, we're hitting those short videos on TikTok and Twitter for you guys as well. So the job is to get it done and to take it a day at a time. Keep up the keep the work going. Keep the consistency going. The numbers will fall back in our favor. All these conditions always go back and forth. Let's have a good day today, gurus. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show, even for these 25 minutes that we've been doing this. And again, I'm flexible more about the show because we have the other platforms as well, and we're trying to build all of these followers, subscribers. Without that, I won't have a show one day. That's imperative that these subscribers and these followers get built to the level where these where we can start getting advertising money for advertising businesses. So that's our next goal, guru. So we got to make that happen, and I'll be here to help make that happen. So I want you guys to come back tomorrow. We'll probably do a show. The only way I won't do one is if we don't have a round robin, and we may not. It's another kind of a small board. Starts picking up more tomorrow, but if we do have three or more, I'll be on this show. And I know Thursday gets busier, and obviously the weekend's going to be insane. There's going to be a lot of bets, a lot of work, so I'll be busy with you guys. But I want to thank you for being here today. So come back tomorrow, gurus. If I don't have a show, there'll be games on TikTok. If I have some to share, they'll be on there. We'll just take it a day at a time. But I know Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday we'll be doing shows for you guys. So we'll see about tomorrow. But thanks for coming and being on today. Subscribe, tell your friends. I need help, gurus. Follow me, Twitter, TikTok, Twitter. Let's get this done. Let's make this show number one so we can compete with the other people out there. Good information. So come back tomorrow. If we at noon, we should have a show. If not, for sure on Thursday. Thank you for being here, gurus. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. I love you, and have a winning day today.